recording. Hey, it's Angst Day, Angst Day, Angst Day, Angst Day, Angst Day. Everybody ready for this?
Alright, Angst Day is over. We did it, everyone. Woo!
Awesome.
You're not getting away that easy.
I am.
Me and Jade could. All we have to do is leave the call. Rebel's stuck. You could go find him easily.
I mean, you could lead the call, but that would probably make me cry.
Yeah, that would throw all the angst onto the DM now.
My bed's only right over there.
Don't worry about it.
I don't think I've ever been threatened with someone else crying. But it's working.
You know, I would be a fucking mess. And you've heard me when I break down Ed. It's not pretty.
No, you're fine. Let's get this show on.
Once. Anyway. I know Steve saw me have a full-blown fucking breakdown, but again, semantics. Last time, and now I'm being called. I'm gonna put my head through a fucking wall. I'm going to eliminate myself from the face of the earth.
Last time, the DM put his head through the wall. And Rosebeard almost put Samson's head through the wall.
And then Samson almost put Rosebeard's head back on his shoulders.
True.
Ella's gonna put her own head through a wall.
And Nim is making friends, as she was told.
True. Those were the player objective. Make friends. So, last time on the session, we had a lot of fun in also a port in Zanzibar. Nim and Yala went to the Nim and Yala went to the candy store and met the nicest man of all time. The Candy Man. He essentially became their dealer and hooked them up for, I'll be honest, I'm not too sure on it, but did you guys get charged for anything?
No.
Nope.
Because your wallet was, like, blacked out on the floor somewhere else.
Yeah. We
Nice.
were his taste testers, and that was our compensation, is we got more stuff for free.
Yep.
Hey, alright. So that worked out rather well. They went to bed, Samson woke up, took a long stride down the boulevard, contemplating life's greatest questions. Met a man named Thomas. Yeah, met a man named Thomas, got shirtless. Those are two different things.
As far as
As far as one could hope. And then he finally hit the hay, to which the party woke up to 2 party members missing and their pirate friends storming the cabin and beating the shit out of Samson. And only Samson.
Would you have preferred anyone else to get hit, Rebel?
No, but like, at least swing at them.
That would kill them!
Not if it didn't hit.
and I guarantee you, whoever hit Yella would also get killed. She just had a pea shooter stuck in her face, and she was irritated about it.
So we found out what happened. The ninth ear and the crocodile did a heel turn, killed a man, and stole his desert emus, and are now heading towards the tower with all the party's cool shit. We're now stuck, angry and alone.
With Rhino.
Yeah, with their new buddy Rhino, who may or may not become a liability.
Yeah, we'll find out.
And, the session pretty much ended on a, little conversation between Samson and Rosebeard. And Yala was there to witness.
He was there.
Oh, don't forget to ask for a map. I have to lock the door. I'll be right back.
That was a very nice recap. Thank you. And now, we're gonna kick off Angst Day with a new song to represent angst.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Yeah. Betrayal in the port. So,
Hurry, I'm back.
where we left off, specifically, was all three of you outside the cabin. Nim,
Samson's shaking his hand, crying.
Nim was talking to Rhino, possibly
About
telling
Candy.
him about the circus, or maybe Candy.
How about Candy?
Is trying to determine exactly just how she feels about the situation, so that she knows what emotion she's going to be burying for possibly the next 48 to 72 hours. We don't know.
Yeah, let's give it a clean week.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're underestimating there.
And Samson sort of made amends with Rosebeard, but has made a new pact to bring those two back, preferably dead. So, what do you do?
So, not to like knock the moment they had, but Roseberg was also our ride back, so giving him that blast was kind of a weird thing, since they had to meet again anyway.
Yeah. Rosebeard knew that he was gonna meet them again. He's just in his own way attempting to give insurance that Samson should come back alive.
Going home? Nah. Returning a used flask? There we go.
Alright, so Samson was about to ask Rosebeard, hey, can you hit me up with a map?
I mean, you're outside the cabin where we left Rosebeard. He was inside sail. And the last thing Samson did was look at Yala and say, damn, that man's head is thick! Ah!
Yeah,
You should,
basically.
go back in.
So Johnny's nearby, right?
Johnny is
First
trying to stifle a smirk. Trying to stifle laughter. Doing a good job at it, but trying to stifle nonetheless. He's got like that thin-lipped smile. Just watching you like a tear rolling down your face, going like, that man's head is thick. The walls ain't very thick on any building in any of these civilizations. So he heard you slug Rosebeard.
Mm-hmm.
And because there's not guns going off, he's assuming he's been with the captain quite a long time. He knows how Guilford works.
Yeah. So I'm gonna look over to him and be like, all right. I have a few requests if you might be able to help me out here.
He strikes one of his signature, more flamboyant poses and cocks an eyebrow.
Fucking JoJo's character. As you can see, they basically robbed us blind in the middle of the night too. Now, we're down a few things. And we're probably going to need them once we start chasing after them.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what I'm asking. You got anything in the way that could help dress wounds in case something happens?
You mean like first aid?
Yeah, a first aid kit of any sort.
And he kind of looks around from you and Hyala over to Rhino, and Rhino just kind of looks up at him and nods his head. Yeah, you'll be good on that.
Alright, that's good. Celeste was our designated healer And well, couldn't do as good much now.
Out of curiosity, what was the other one?
He took hits and swung swords.
And
A lot of
Mainly
hits.
the first one.
He's red.
well, I suppose that explains why those two went off together. No
Yeah.
offense.
Eh.
Was
Alright.
that it, or
No, if you wouldn't mind helping me look at the stuff that, they left behind. You said it was behind the shed, right?
yeah? To be fair, I'm not letting you out of my sight for, well, until Rhino takes over. But yes, I can help with that.
Well, that's the thing, is I'm not the only one who's going to be needing to do stuff. And then he's gonna turn over to, Yella and Nim, he's gonna go, would you two mind taking a look at the crime scene, see if you can find anything they left behind?
Nim gives a thumbs up.
Ella stares blankly into the distance.
Yalla! Yalla!
She will take 5 steps away from him, and then towards Nim.
Good enough.
And Johnny looks over to Rhino. You think you can handle those two? Rhino watch little ones. And he just gives a big dopey smile with his tusks hanging out.
Oh god, now he's an owl bear.
New pet acquired! Rhino! Oh. So he kind of gets up because he was sitting crisscross applesauce listening to them go on about candy.
Yeah.
And he starts walking over, kind of looking to see if you're gonna follow him.
And I follow him.
No, well, he means the other two.
You meant Rhino.
Yeah, Rhino.
Yeah.
Does Hyala follow, or does she stand there staring blankly into the mist?
She's following Nim around.
Fair enough. Autopilot. Perfect.
Yeah.
Nim is also still her air conditioner, so.
At this point, she's only following the temperature gradient.
I mean, Hyala's probably angry enough that it's overcoming the cold magic. It's like 1,000 degrees on the inside.
Hyala cooks alive, keels over, and dies.
Oh my god.
I'll go roll a new character.
Well, you said she was 1,000 degrees. That's pretty
On the
hot.
inside.
Of anger!
Yeah.
Fur just kind of like swells up, and all of a sudden a bubble of steam just bursts. All that's left is singed meat.
She's mentally very hot.
She has the internal of, oh my god, why can't I remember the name? Eddie, the movie about the cell cop who goes around and everything starts melting because of a virus.
Osmosis Jones?
Thank you! Yeah, that one.
I love that cartoon.
Yeah, that was great.
It was an even better movie.
I'm coagulating!
I'm coagulating!
That dad was disgusting.
Oh, he
Yeah.
absolutely was. But I think that was the point. Anyway,
Yeah.
references and memes aside, as those three start to go off towards the crime scene, Johnny kind of just reholsters his gun, puts his hands in his pocket, and starts walking around the cabin. Doesn't say anything to Samson, he just expects you to follow.
Oh, I am.
Fair enough. And the rest of the crew that were standing around kind of just looking confused. And as you two begin to round the corner, he just looks over his shoulder. He's like, "Get back to the ship or calm people down. One of the two. I can't babysit you right now, lovelies. I got more important things I really need to do." And they all kind of just look at him, and they stop looking like, you know, gomless ganders, and they go about trying to settle things, because, you know, there's still that mob. albeit it was severely quieted down by a very angry dwarf. So we'll deal with the pile first. As you round the second corner to get behind the cabin, you see what he was talking about. It is literally a shit pile of metal scrap, wood, broken liquor bottles. It's a wreck. Whatever wasn't taken pretty much looks more like trash now than it ever did before.
Man,
Is
couldn't
there
even dump the stuff properly.
literally anything worth taking?
You gotta do an investigation.
Oh, goody!
Investigate good.
You
You
get
Oh.
advantage
Okay.
if you are looking for a specific item, so I'll give you that. But general searches will just be normal.
Let's see. Alright, so of the things I'm looking for, I'm gonna sit there and just try to find like 3 different things.
Mm-hmm.
4 different things. 5 different things. 5 different things.
Oh my god, bro.
Wait,
Hey.
I have a
6, 7.
Hey,
I literally have a grocery store on my
you-
being at all times.
You
I hear
are
6. I
not.
hear 6 things. We were looking for 6 things. 7
This-
things. I hear 7 things.
Yeah, you are not talking to a genie or making wishes. You don't have to list them out specifically. You can add. Go down your list.
Alright, I want to look for my hunting traps.
Roll me an investigation.
Alright, I'm on my... I'm already on my thing. Boink.
Investigation.
I also just see the note that Lordo left you.
I don't even remember why I wrote it, but I wrote it. How many hunting traps did you have in total?
I had 4.
You find one that is half broken, but you feel like you can easily repair it without too much issue. 2 of them
Also has
are
mounting.
completely trash, but you figure you can use those 2 to repair the broken one, and only one of the 4 managed to not completely be fucked up by being thrown into a pile unceremoniously.
So all
Nim
that-
has mending. Can she fix the 2 really bad ones?
If Samson finds all the parts to them. Because mending can fix what's there, it can't, necessarily make things appear out of thin air. Like, if it was a plank
Yeah.
of wood, sure. But,
Oh.
otherwise, the entire world would never do anything. They just take parts of whole items and manufacture them with mending. That'd be stupidly fucking broken. For the entire world economy, let alone just mechanics of the game.
Nah, it's fine. Economy will live. I want to find my grappling hook.
Roll me investigation.
Alright.
It's not there.
Alright. Ration tags?
You know the drill.
Mm-hmm. That's a good number.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly enough, you find the amount of ration tags that would have been left to you. Or,
Yeah,
the
well-
ration tags you would have had in the bags of holding, you find those.
Alright.
You figure as you pick them up that it's possible neither one of them took them because they had their own supply of ration tags. Your friend gave everybody a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I'll go for the, oil.
You know the
The
drill.
torch oil. Yep. Yes!
It's there. You find it. It overturned, and as you reached for it, you were afraid that maybe it spilled out of the container, but no, it managed to survive. Though there are a few nicks in the container. I'm assuming it's in like a pottery or glass vessel.
I mean, there's a lot of it, so.
Would it be in like a barrel?
Yeah, it'd probably be in a barrel.
Like a keg,
like,
I'm
not
imagining.
Yeah, it'd be in a keg.
Well, like a powder keg, which aren't usually very big.
Yeah.
At least to my knowledge. So yeah, you managed to find it. And it's still sealed, but the outer wood's really roughed up, and there's a lot of dents and scrapes in the rings that hold the barrel together. Luckily, though, it's serviceable. You don't have to repair it or mend it or anything. It just looks much uglier than when you left it.
Alright. And the patooey feathers.
Roll me investigation.
Hey, baby!
You do find them, and you go to reach for them. As you go to pull the bag, though, it's snagged on a bit of metal. And you clearly realize if you just try and pull it, you're going to rip the bag open and scatter them. So you got to be a little more careful with this.
Okay.
Sleight
I'll
of hand.
attempt to. Okay.
Yeah.
Regular.
How delicate do you want to be with this?
I want to be really delicate with this, because I know that these things are like.
Deadly?
Yeah, deadly.
Then I'll let you roll with advantage, because you're taking extra time to do this.
Yeah. Alright. 30?
Yeah, you're perfectly fine. You managed to get it, and you managed to unhook it in a way where just a few, like, hand brushes over the fabric managed to fix the fabric. Like, it poked in between the threads. So you were able to straighten the threads out and get rid of any hole that there would have been. Johnny kind of raises an eyebrow and says, "What's in the bag, love?"
You know those patooey birds?
This explains why you didn't just pull the bag.
Uh-huh.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, about 3 pounds left of this stuff.
And his eyes just shoot open and he gives you this look of, how the fuck?
Well, you see.
So, we learned that, that they're attracted by light in a very, direct manner.
He kind of pauses a second, and you literally see the realization wash over his face, and he looks like he's about to lose his mind.
Oh, you should. So wait, don't like lose his mind as in start laughing, or like?
Like he's about to drop on the fucking floor and lose it because he realizes just how terrible it had to have been for somebody to say, "I have 3 pounds left of these." He has no idea how many you had.
You should have seen them. I woke up for my shift. She was covered in birds. She looked like, and then I'm gonna point to the pile of crap that's there. I'm like, she looked like this, but all patooey.
How did she live?
Luck, I guess. They really liked her. I think she adopted one, but who knows if she'll ever see it again.
With any luck, it won't be eaten. As he kind of like shrugs his shoulders.
Luck for whoever ate it, too.
There's no helping someone that stupid. Or anything. You'd be surprised how many times a parrot bear will eat one of those. They're not.
I feel like I won't.
They're not nearly as intelligent as owl bears. Even owl
can
bears
say
will
that
eat those
again.
damn things. So is that all you wanted
Yeah.
to look for?
Well, this is all I could really manage.
Your map.
how much do you know about us? If you're willing to answer.
About your group?
Mm-hmm.
I know that the captain really likes you, and he almost never shuts up about when he's gonna see you guys next, or at least didn't until you came to port. If he likes you that much, that's enough for anybody in the crew to not want to kill you.
Now that just breaks my heart. Well, I could say with certainty that pretty much the rest of this is just, ain't no use to us. Hey. I mean, I bought all this off of Rosebeard to trade, so if you know anyone who can make use of anything in this pile, they're my guest.
We could probably
Some of the
scrap
wood
a lot
for
of it.
fire.
We could probably make use about a bit of it. Metal can always be remelted down, and, well...
Oh wait, there's two other things I want to look for.
By all means.
Alright, so, I'm gonna look for the bag of flour.
The edible arrangements?
No, the
flour.
bag of flour.
Oh, the pound of flour! I
Yeah.
forgot that was a thing! You find it. It's crushed under a lot of metal scrap, and some of the boards have managed to stick into it with the nails that were left in them. So you managed to recover it, but it is a leaky sack of flour.
Yeah, I'll patch that up. I assume there's still a crap ton of cloth, so I'll just take some of cloth and just make a makeshift bag for it.
Well, fair enough.
You should also take some of the cloth in case we run into anything else we need to make a temp bag for.
True. I'll do what she just said because I thought of it. Me
Was
and
there
Simpson.
was there any of that cloth that would have been in the pile, or did you all have that on your person?
I mean, I had on my person, but it was like 80 pounds, which is probably like, by size, I'd probably say with how like light it is, it was probably most of the pile.
Yeah, you know what, that's fair. I'll give that to you. There's bits and pieces of cloth sticking out and wound around stuff.
Yeah, so like I'll just take what I can grab from like first seeing, in case I need to make a makeshift bag with it.
Well, fair enough. If you want me to roll you a 20, I could tell you how much you recover.
Sure.
I would also say take some of the wood in case we need to light something aflame.
True. Wait, am I rolling that 20?
For the cloth, yes. You can also roll
Oh.
another one if you want to reclaim the wood.
Oh,
Alright,
you said
alright.
I'll roll a 20, so I was
Yeah, I
waiting
got
on you to
confused,
do the roll.
and then I
I
noticed the dead area.
Yeah,
It's fine. The 20 will be rolled. Hooah! Shit. Hooah! Less shit.
So, the first one's for the cloth, yes?
Yeah.
So, you managed to recover at least a good 10 pounds of it, but it's basically tatters.
Oh, we can get someone to patch that up.
Yeah. Here would
And
be a
for the
great
wood?
application of mending.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, whatever's left of it, is just so tangled that it would take too much time to untangle it all.
Time we don't have.
Time you do not have. And
Alright.
as for the wood, you manage to break off some of the wood, and you get at least a solid... How much poundage would you say in total you had of wood?
50 pounds.
50 pounds? I say you start breaking off at least a good 10 pounds, and Johnny, seeing what you're doing, comes over and he manages to break off another extra 5 pounds, giving you 15 pounds of scrap wood that can be used for burning.
Alright.
Among other things.
Yeah, among other things.
Is there anything else I know you have that could actually be useful?
Oh, there was the other thing you said you wanted to roll investigation for. You said you wanted to roll
Right,
investigation for
the
two more
flowers.
things. Okay, I'm assuming this time you're not talking about the pound of flour.
No, the flowers.
Yes, okay, so that would be the edible arrangements.
Yes.
Last I checked. Alright.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
160.
It was at advantage!
Yeah. Thank God it was an advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So, you
Wait,
managed
I
to
can
find
go
them. Many of the edible, well, not many, but a good amount of the edible arrangements have been completely smashed. And of the, I think it was 26 bushels you had in total?
30 something.
Was it?
38. 38.
38? You managed to recover about 26 bushels.
Alright.
Anything else?
Is there anything else you can think of, Jade, that you know Orville has?
Jay's list of stuff is so long, I do not know.
Exactly, I don't...
I'm no longer the item character.
You still have items. Your shop just got ransacked.
Yeah.
You put all your
Of
eggs
course.
in one basket, and
No, I put my eggs in 2 baskets, and then 2 basket cases came and took them.
Wait, Rebel, are you gonna get the gemstones back, or was that on your person and not in the bags of holding?
What?
The gemstones that we took from the body, the
That-
Zorn.
Oh, that would have been on my person. I
Okay,
didn't
I
put those
just
in the
didn't know.
bag. Yeah. The gemstone you gave me, the gemstones from the Zorn, and things like my bullets and stuff, I all kept on my person.
The
Ah, good choice.
gemstone she gave you, not pocketed. The one she
Nope, no,
willingly
no,
gave.
no.
Yeah, I got
No,
you.
no, no,
Okay,
I
okay.
willingly gave.
All right,
freely
all right.
and willingly given.
Yep, freely.
Yeah,
and
no,
willingly
Nim said he could
given.
have it.
Given.
Oh.
Yeah, but I don't remember. You know what? No, it was freely and willingly given. Yeah.
Eventually, but yeah.
Oh wait, I can take these off because they're not on my. I'm going to. Alright, so I definitely have enough, I have enough encumbrance to carry all this.
Good shit.
And could you ask Johnny Boy for a map?
Before I meet up with everyone, see how that went. Any way you can snag me a map of the island? They kind of took our only one.
I imagine they did, but I wouldn't worry about it. As he reaches out and puts his hand on your shoulder, Rhino will keep you covered.
But I like
Dang, is
knowing
he
where
like
I
a
am.
utility belt or something?
Rhino has some surprises.
Issues.
I don't think you'll have any trouble navigating any part of Zanzibar as long as he's with you. He's
Alright.
reliable in that way, as he kind of
Man,
gives
we
you
should have killed someone earlier.
Right?
he gives you like a playful
We
smile
got
and he
free
starts
Rhino out
walking
of this
off.
Deal.
He starts walking away. Alright, let's go see what's going on. I want to see that ranch for myself. As his kind of mood and demeanor sink a little bit.
Mine kind of sinks right with him.
So you go over to start making your way to the ranch?
Yeah.
Perfect segue. You two, of course, arrive first with Rhino. And Rhino kind of lumbers up.
That'd be hilarious if they arrived second.
Yeah.
How'd you two go?
So, as you're walking, I'm assuming Yellow won't take notice, but Nim, as the three of you walk towards, some villagers are looking at you terrified, others are shooting you death glares, but no one's daring to approach you because every once in a while you'll look back at Rhino and he's just lumbering his big old massive self along with you guys, and every once in a while he'll look at the townspeople and he'll just get a look on his face like don't even think about it. Which for him just comes off as me smash you. Don't try.
No, think.
No touch, little candy.
Nim, who is used to this kind of thing, ignores it.
Fair enough. You come up on the ranch with who you can only assume to be Thomas, because you never met him, with 3 massive sword slashes all across his body. And nearby him, the body of a female, with just another massive gash running along her torso, both in a puddle of their own blood.
Outside?
Yeah, pretty much right outside where Samson was talking to Thomas the other day. He was back there doing whatever he was doing, but, you know, he is clearly dead from either just sheer sword wounds or bleeding out. As of right now, you don't know which.
Would like to investigate.
Well, you may. You survey the general area, and it's very much a murder scene. But...
Murder
What?
were happening.
Wait, what?
I
Okay.
believe Jade was making a joke, as they call it.
Oh. It happened too fast, I didn't catch the joke. Anyway. So, is there anything particular you want to look at?
Not the bodies.
Not the bodies?
Not the bodies. I'm like debating on cleaning the mess.
Nim, destroyer of evidence.
How
It's
does
great
men
to
piece
think
back
that-
together?
is there anything that's out of place or whatever, as far as Nim would know?
Thomas's head.
No, that's still attached. Well, from what you can see, Thomas is laying slumped up against the fence, and all of the birds are on the far corner of the ranch. They don't want to get anywhere near that. So clearly they're spooked as well. And from what you can tell, it looks like his wife was running over to him, or at least approaching him, when she herself was slashed.
Huh. Can I do an Arcana check and see if there's any magic-y stuff around?
Sure, yes you can. There is not.
Alright. Well, are there any people around?
There's a bunch of people standing by the nearby buildings, looking at you, but without closer investigation, you can't really pick anybody out of the crowd.
Don't need to. I'm using my feet to cast Detect Thoughts without using
I thought you'd
components.
use your hands for that.
I literally thought you were... I thought you were about to say, I'm using my feet to walk over to them, and then you said, I'm using my feet to cast Detect Thoughts, and I'm like, wait, what do your toes have to do with your feet? Or what do your toes have to do with your ability to cast Detect Thoughts?
I use my feet to cast walk.
Feet casting!
Woo! Toe casting! Here we go! But yeah, no, you can cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay, so Nim is gonna jump around like she did earlier and see if anyone saw anything weird.
So, Roll me a fate die. Standard d20. So you stay jumping there for a few seconds. And, you know, you get into some of the expected, at least you'd expect the, you know, curse them. How could they let this happen? I don't want to go near them. God, they're scary. What can these two do that the other ones haven't already done? And then as you reach your last person, you just get a wave of fear, and your eyes are drawn over to the corner, where you could just barely make out a human shape, like, tucked away in the shadows of the early morning sun. And on that note, Samson and Johnny start walking up from that direction. So, now, Samson, you are back in the scene.
Howdy, y'all!
Oh my god, Samson, shut up, I'm busy. I'm kidding, Nim doesn't say that.
Samson actually fucking did that, though. Oh my god.
That's like Samson on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, what a terrible skit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Nim kind of dwells on this and like tries to get a closer look at who this person is. She gives Samson like a little wave. What's this person look like?
I went back.
As you try to focus your eyes, you manage to see that it's a woman, but she's like huddled up and she's just peeking over her knees and she's just looking at you three. She's clearly scared and frightened.
Good.
Ah man, can we ask Jimmy John for assistance? I don't know.
I don't know who Jimmy John is.
He's a sandwich place.
Apparently.
You know exactly who Jimmy John is, and I don't need to clarify.
Sand Janwich.
So Nim will, for now, pull away because she doesn't want to pry deeper.
Fair enough. Kiala, you do anything?
She probably looked at the bodies for about 5 seconds and then turned her back to them and went back to staring at the horizon.
Alright, just gonna straight look at him and be like, nope, not dealing with this right now.
Yep.
Fair.
This is a tall glass of not Kiala's problem.
It's a tall glass with Kiala's name on it, but she is not feeling thirsty right now.
Yeah, I mean, she has other reasons. But yeah.
So Nim is gonna say, did you guys find anything?
To who?
To Samson.
Oh, you're talking about the pile.
Yeah.
Odds and ends, a few things that should come in handy. Make sure we don't die. Anything on your part?
Nothing really out of place. The animals are spooked, but there is one lady who's particularly spooked.
Can the person that Nim is identified as scared as hell hear us?
She's not close enough to make out what you're talking about. Because if you look at the map, she's like over here in the corner, in where that little alley is.
Oh, so like a ways away.
Yeah. The rest of those buildings on that like entire semicircle is pretty much just lined with port people.
So wait, are we the only ones like investigating the area right now?
Yeah, no one else is going near. Scattered in the distance are like Pirate or Umber Rose crew, clearly kind of trying to form a loose wall between that area while you guys are there and, you know, the townspeople. Tensions are still mighty high. It's early in the morning. This shit literally just happened.
Yeah. Hey, Johnny, you know anything about that lady over there?
I don't know, but I'm gonna go ask her a few questions. You do your thing. As he kind of departs to walk over.
Has it been a minute since Nim has cast Detect Thoughts?
I wasn't watching the clock, but I'm gonna say that it probably was 60 seconds.
Oh, dang, because I was going to say, if not, Nim jumps back.
I didn't know. So I kind of want to dip out of sight for a second. Behind the shed?
Behind Thomas's shed / house?
Yeah, like something on like this side over here. Away from like everyone who's staring at us, which I assume would be like
Everyone.
like everyone like here.
Alright. You're still gonna have to roll me a stealth check.
Okay. I use my bonus action to hide.
The base number is... Never mind, you still managed to beat it. I was gonna say the base number is gonna be doubled, so it would have been 20, but you still got a 26.
Yeah. So I'm hidden behind the thing, and I want to call out for Death. I want to see if she's around.
A dual lady.
So you call out for Death.
Rising in Kiala's displeasure.
You do anything to try and get this train moving?
I mean, if I had some alcohol, I'd slosh it around with me, but it seems that everything is either broken or taken.
So you simply call out for Death, and...
Hey, Death. And the chance, are you around? I figured this is usually, when you show up.
Roll me a fate.
Okay.
Well, let's see how things go. She doesn't show up or appear to show up.
Or anything.
If she has shown up, it's certainly not where you could see her.
So, Nim is like mentally spoken to Death. I feel like Nim has a very good magical awareness of Death. Does Nim notice this?
Does Nim notice Samson try and call out to Death?
I'm too
does
hidden.
Nim notice Death's arrival if Death arrived?
I would say probably not.
Okay.
Death is known when she wants to be.
Nice try though, but no.
Hey, it was worth a shot.
Fair enough.
Alright, so I'll come around hiding. I want to also take a look at the bodies, see if there's anything I can discern.
You say also, but neither of us looked at the body.
Yeah, I specifically said
Didn't you
I'm not looking at the bodies.
Didn't you investigate the area?
I
They
did, but
investigated the area. They did not investigate the bodies specifically.
I literally...
They did not approach the bodies.
This is the worst crime scene gang of all time.
Nim doesn't like blood. I don't know.
In fact,
Kiala's blue screened right now.
Kiala's
So
blue screen.
literally, like, the best investigator we have is
Yeah.
like...
Yeah,
is gone.
the best investigator we have is like gone. The possibly second best one. Not only didn't want to look at the bodies, but his first initial instinct was to press to digitize the entire crime scene.
But I didn't.
I'm really glad you
Yeah.
did it because... Oh. But, go on. You want to investigate the bodies?
Mm-hmm.
You could do
Nim,
so.
what are you doing?
You're going to go right up to the bodies and start poking around? Because if you do that...
Or do that what?
No, go on. Are you going to do
We're
that?
gonna go ham.
Oh, yeah. I
Read
don't
the
think that'd be
room,
good.
man.
You have to look from afar. Oh my god.
How the hell am I supposed to investigate from afar?
With your eyes.
Those aren't reliable. You should know this by now.
Roll like Kiala rolls.
It's
for those
going
things.
absolutely
Y'all
off.
refuses to roll.
Correct.
Well,
If you asked him,
since
she'd
it's
do
threatening
it, but-
to go completely off the rails, I was going to say if you investigate them closely, that's at advantage, but everybody else thinks that you have to investigate but not investigate the bodies.
Yeah,
So, I'm going to just let the cat out of the bag. You get advantage if you actually do a thorough investigation.
well, that's what I was trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's like, no, don't do that.
The
Cowards.
townspeople really aren't gonna care that we just start digging through.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna pickpocket them.
They don't know
Yeah.
that. They clearly think the worst of us.
They're
Well,
being held
listen,
back by...
They can't
Yeah,
get any deader, so I'm gonna go up close and investigate.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
Rhino is literally standing right there. He is watching all of you. And
Yeah,
that's
this is
kind of
right.
like the mutually assured destruction that's keeping the townspeople from rioting.
So as I investigate, because I'm sure, like, considering this is like a Savannah port town and they died, like, what, an hour ago?
Probably, I'd say, an hour ago, if not less.
I'm gonna take one of those, like, loose cloths that I had and just kind of put it over my mouth so, like, I don't smell dead body.
Yeah, it's not rank or pungent or anything, but
But
They're-
yeah,
they're
I'll
dead.
go investigate. Podgers.
that was the investigation, 16? Who are you
Yeah.
investigating first?
Thomas. I mean, I'm much more familiar with him, if only for a little.
You see that there are 3 cuts, one deep across the hip section, going across the left leg. Another one across the midsection, which exposed the left side of his rib cage and went through the stomach, revealing the intestines. And then the final one across the chest, cutting deep into the collarbone and going deeper into the left shoulder. So you basically get an indication that the highest strike went from right to left, then left to right, and then once more going right to left.
Aspirin. And I assume, like, his face would have just been, like, that of shock and anguish.
His face is actually relaxed, not peaceful, but you get an indication that he died almost instantaneously because his face is just relaxed. There's no tension in the muscles, he's just slumped over. The cuts were so severe and deep that he didn't have a chance to bleed out. He went straight into, like, shock or whatever the appropriate term would be. And just fell over against the gates and slid down to his position. His eyes are
Damn.
even, like, lazily open. Jaw slacked to the
Shame.
side.
Why couldn't you have done this on something threatening?
Well, this wasn't combat, obviously.
That's the problem.
Let Samson monologue to himself, like some daytime, it's like crime
God,
scene
just answer
investigator.
these
Yeah, no, by all means, I love it. Go for it.
And then I'm a. Oh no.
What? What? What?
So
Oh, no?
how's old Ratchet Tom? To shreds, you say. And what of his wife? To shreds, you say. Oh god, I love Futurama. Anyway, I'm gonna go investigate. I'm go investigate Tom's wife.
Did not think this would be the scene that got laughter, but sure. Roll me another investigation. Roll me another investigation.
Yeehaw. Shit. Where does wife go?
She's over there, Samson. What do you mean, where?
Samson's just like looking in the exact wrong direction.
Yeah, straight Roanoa Zoro over here. Starts walking away from the crime scene. Man,
Wow, she
everything's...
looks just like Rhino, and she's alive.
Wow. Interesting.
God! He married one ugly wife! Absolutely hideous!
Rude.
I am
Yeah.
Rhino! Oh, hey!
Don't worry, that's a compliment where I come.
So, yeah, no.
Okay.
Her-
What does happen?
So, she's laying in a complete puddle of her own blood. She bled out quite a bit more than Thomas did. And as you can kind of barely see from the body, you see why. One of the two cuts that went through her went straight through her heart. So her heart basically dumped like a blood bag everywhere. And that's kind of keeping you at bay for the moment, because with that amount of blood, it's kind of gone a little faster in terms of decay and everything. You know, bigger surface area.
Yeah.
So it's a little more stinky and smelly. But, you know, if you press forward, you should be able to get closer.
I will press the forward.
So roll me another investigation.
There you go.
So you cover the cloth over your mouth, and you man up and you trudge through the blood. She's still under the shade, but the ambient heat's kind of made all that blood get a little tacky, so it's making a little bit of a as you're stepping through it. And it's
Come on, Samson. You've trudged through blood before.
And as you get down and you adjust to the light level now that you're next to her, you just see dried tears running down her face, a mouth held open in a scream, and her eyes are like tensed. Wide open and tense. She did not suffer such a... She suffered an equally quick death, but her final moments were, you know, fear, panic, terror. And that's clearly reflected in how her body is slumped over, but still stiff.
So, does she have similar wounds to, like, the ones that Thomas received?
Pretty much, yeah. She's got 2 sword slashes, and you can't make anything else on her body. One that just went up and down her chest, like from her left collarbone, and went through her heart down her midsection. And another one at that point, practically just for shits and gigglies, going across. And that managed to basically bounce off her ribcage. It never got into the stomach area, but you can see it managed to get through a couple of ribs. You don't have to poke your fingers in. You can tell just by the depth of the cut.
Mm-hmm.
And how her clothes are just soaked.
Now, so wait, what were the, what sides were the initial, attacks on, Thomas again?
You mean like the directions of the cut?
Mm-hmm. You said...
It was one going from... The topmost one going from like his right collarbone shoulder area across his chest, like above the pectoral line, and it just went towards his left armpit and into the left arm, but it didn't amputate. It certainly cut into the bone, but it didn't go like deep enough to start separating his left arm or anything. But it was bad. There was exposed bone even from what was hanging there. The next one, if I remember correctly, went down more. It glanced off the left side of the rib cage and went down through the stomach towards the hip. So that's what had all his guts hanging out. And the last one was from like the right hip down across, like, the pelvic area into his left thigh.
So none of these cuts were straight through. It was all, like, partially cut.
Yeah, they were all deep gashes, but it wasn't some kind of, like, anime level Metal Gear Revengeance.
Like, samurai, like, slice where his torso, like, slides off.
Yeah, and from looking at these cuts, you know, you've seen these loosely in combat before.
Yeah.
You know what blade made these.
Yeah. Well,
Or should I say blades?
I presume, now, quick question. Given what you know about Samson, I want to know if I know something. Since Samson probably knew the most about Prin out of everyone,